So where do these latest developments leave us with Brexit? Joining me now are the Labour MP for Ealing Central and Acton, Rupert Hook, and Theresa Villiers, who is Conservative MP for Chipping Barnet, and of course former Cabinet Minister. Welcome to you both.
Do you see any hope in this Maltese compromise?
I mean, I don't know the full details of it. I think it's a year longer for the transition period, which seems a bit odd, because I thought you get a transition period on the basis that you've got an agreement in the first place. And it does look like a sort of internal Conservative Party thing. I mean, you have a minority Prime Minister who is acting a bit like a medieval monarch at times, I feel. This is Plan C, I think, if the Plan B that looks suspiciously like the Plan A doesn't work. So, I mean, you would think she should do... She said after that lost vote, and it wasn't just lost by 1 or 2, it was the biggest ever defeat in our parliamentary democracy, that she would reach out to others. But it looks like it's just some sort of internal...
But we understand the talks with the opposition are going to carry on. I mean, party discipline appears to be broken down. I mean, is there anything that you feel you can do to bring this to a conclusion?
I mean, yeah, this offer over the weekend of bungs to Labour MPs, no one's offered me anything. Nobody's offered me talks even. But your question was actually what's going to happen now. This recess has been cancelled, but it doesn't look like anything meaningful is happening. This week, the business in the House of Commons is things like general debate on pubs. So it's not as if we're speeding up any of this. That vote was meant to have happened on December the 11th. Now it won't be till Valentine's Day, and even then, I think nothing serious is coming back. There'll be more of this foot dragging, and it just looks like the clock is being run down. It's not just the backstop, is it? I mean, all the ERG friends I have say that they don't like the idea that we will be rule takers, not rule makers.
No, I understand all that. But where do you stand, you see? Because Lisa Nandy, your colleague, has written a piece in the Financial Times today saying in the end she would have to, for the fear of crashing out, have to vote for the withdrawal deal. Do you agree with her?
I mean, I still think whatever comes out of the end of this, her deal with a bit of tinkering, maybe a codicil, an addendum about the backstop, I do think that with a decision of this magnitude, it's only fair to put that back to the people. Do they want that, or do they want what we have now?
So would that be the condition, that you would say we want another, we will vote for this deal, but
if we get a people's vote at the end of it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a possibility.
But if you didn't get the people's vote, you'd still probably have to vote for it, wouldn't you? From your perspective, in the interest of your constituents, because crashing out would be so damaging.
I mean, the House of Commons voted the other day that they didn't want no deal, and that's the second time. That's happened in the finance bill as well. I think that we're being given this Hobson's choice. The EU have said that they would extend Article 50 for a democratic process, and that would mean actually a general election, which seems to be being talked about this weekend again, or a people's vote. And I think that's what we should do. Because, you know, if you sign any contract, you should read the terms and conditions first. One day in 2016, that was the will of the people. But is that still the will of the people now?
Yeah, and you actually think a general election is likely now, do you?
I mean, so far the vote of confidence, there was also the internal vote of confidence, but that went nowhere. I think there is a possibility of bringing it back, but it looks unlikely. I'd say that, yeah, I mean, if we could get a general election, yeah, fine, but that avenue looks to be closed. The people's vote, I think, could be the only way out of this at the end when we're staring no deal. Whether you voted Leave or Remain, this has not gone well. And this started with the people, it needs to go back to the people at the end of all this. Or do we want to remain? Because we know that works for the functioning of our country.
Well, OK. Thank you both very much indeed. Thank you.